Hey,
How you doing?
good.
Do you hear any noise in the background from me?
Nope,
Okay, that's not too bad then.
it's a little blurry.
That's just how I look.
Yeah, okay. Just trying to figure out the Hangout on air, and then I hadn't verified my YouTube page, I guess.
Oh yeah, there is a couple extra steps to doing it on the first time.
It's kind of annoying. Do we have some goals for tonight to get done?
Yeah, we need to continue collaborating on all the deliverables.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking something that I had gleaned from what Jay had left on one of his YouTube videos was to collaborate, take notes, assign a person to the task, have that person then bring it back, review it, make changes, and then consider it complete. He would look at that structure as being a way to kind of counteract the divide and conquer. So maybe we'll just spend a little bit going through each one, so that way everybody's got some notes to walk away with.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, he did say that we couldn't do our original plan, which I thought I kind of figured he was going to. The divide and conquer.
Yeah. How'd you guys' speeches go?
I did really well, actually. Surprisingly.
Wish I could say the same.
Did you not get a good grade?
Not on this one.
Really?
Yeah. I had a very difficult time memorizing everything.
Oh.
Mine ended up being 7 minutes, and I still think I got an A on it. So I didn't think he was grading that hard.
Who's this guy? Don. Who's this guy?
Gentlemen,
Hi, Don.
how are you guys?
Good. How have you been?
Well, I'm all right. So what did I miss?
Nothing.
Well, we're in week 6, and we're in kind of a 2-week push to finalize the end of the class project. There's a lot of deliverables that are outlined in actually week 7 of the syllabus. They include coming up with a slogan, designing different billboards, a 400 to 600 word press release, an email, a flyer, and then a Saturday event to be held in that fictitious town, Riverdale. And then we also have to give individual 2 to 3 minute speeches again. So there's quite a few things to go through. We're supposed to take and use a very collaborative effort on each of these deliverables, but there's going to be one person from the group that's going to be primarily responsible for each of those. So something that Jay had outlined in his YouTube video for this week was to use these Hangouts to take notes on each deliverable, kind of collaborate, have somebody, whoever it is that's assigned to that task, walk away with those notes, and then come back again the next time to review it with the team, get some feedback, and then make some minor changes. That'll counteract the divide and conquer approach that he had wanted us to stay away from.
Hey, can you guys hear Nick, by the way?
Nope.
No? Okay.
I can see him glaring, though.
He's going to sign off and come back in.
Can you guys hear me okay? Because I forgot my headset. I'm in Oklahoma today.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Good.
So we're still waiting on Steven.
Yep.
And I'm sure Nick will be back here any minute.
So I should be home tomorrow for at least a week and a half.
There's a miracle.
What's that?
So there's a miracle.
There you go. Yeah. So
Sure you're happy.
I hope my wife's happy, or she will be.
I'm in the brand new engineering wing, by the way, in case you guys are interested.
Nice.
Well, I thought that was your bedroom.
This is my office. Which
You got
actually
posters?
similar to my bedroom, as it were.
No, I forgot. There's where we would see the Spider-Man and Batman posters.
Yeah, there's a lot more Batman in there. I do, however, have some
Oh, wow.
coasters. Batman
Wow.
You don't disappoint.
coasters. Here's another one. If you see up in that corner, that's a little Batman record clock.
Very nice.
I try.
All right. So do we want to designate someone to take notes?
Can we take individual notes on our pieces and then just throw them in a Google Doc later?
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I do better that way, taking my own notes and then you can collaborate later with them.
Okay, can anybody hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, finally.
It's really laggy though today, but
So let's take our own notes about each of our pieces, and then we can put them in one note document on Google Docs. We can take turns putting them in.
Has anyone taken a stab at coming up with a slogan?
I threw a couple little ideas in there, but
I was trying to access the Google Drive, but it wouldn't let me a minute ago.
yeah, I tried changing the settings to make it so people's names show up. So I did
Okay.
send it to your Gmail address.
yeah, I got that email you sent Nick that for it.
Okay, I've got the marketing slogan ideas up, and I just put 2 of them in there on my own.
Okay.
Let me show you guys here real quick. You guys see this?
Yeah.
Nick, are you in there now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you see if that I'm showing up with my name coming up as opposed to some obscure animal?
Just a minute. I need to switch computers.
Okay.
Yes, you are showing up now as you.
Awesome. Thanks.
I'm gonna switch computers because I'm having problems with this one.
Okay.
You guys in a minute.
All right. Hi, Stephen.
Hello. Hi, Steven.
Well, if you guys have time during the meeting, go ahead and head over to that Google Drive document called Marketing Slogan Ideas that Nick created, and then just put a couple in there, and then either by the end of tonight or for the next meeting, we'll decide on what we want to settle on.
Okay. That's a good idea.
All right, so one of the first deliverables, 3 different billboard designs. Jesse, I think you said that was one that you wanted to take ownership of.
Yes, sir.
Alright. Alright, so what kind of ideas have we got for this? Do you think that the billboard may also be dependent on the type of slogan we pick?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say that once you pick a slogan, I'm sure there's 3 cool ways to make them kind of flow with each other based on that slogan. That's usually how I would do things.
Okay, can everybody hear me now?
Yep, much better.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, let me get the folder open for the Google Drive.
Are we looking at the marketing slogan one?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just saw your request come through, Jesse. So let me put your email in real quick. I did send everybody an invite to the email I had, but if you have a Gmail that your Google Drive is attached to, let me know that. I think I just saw Stevens come through.
Nick, I was just saying to Jesse that part of the billboard design and coming up with some ideas may also be tied to selecting what we feel is the marketing slogan we want to stick with.
Right.
All right, I'm in.
Okay,
For the billboards,
added Steve.
For the billboards, I think either the second slogan there or the 4th one would be the easiest to do 3 billboards out of.
I like the second one. That's actually pretty simple.
My one concern with the second one, like if we pick the second and the 4th one, I would do 1 billboard based on the first comma, and the second comma, and the third comma. But I don't really want to have a billboard that says "Reduce Riverdale." You understand what I'm saying?
Hey Jesse, some of your audio is cutting in and out.
Yeah, I'm getting that too.
You hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I would prefer the 4th one over the second one, just because I would try to do a billboard based on each of the sections of those 2, and then if we did the second one, I would have a billboard that says "Reduce Riverdale," which we probably don't want to do. But we could do, if we did the 4th one, I could do a billboard that's like based on "Reuse Yesterday," a billboard based on "Optimize Today," and a billboard based on "Embrace Tomorrow," with the Riverdale recycling on each one.
Well, that certainly would go in for the 3 different billboards.
Yeah, I like to make things flow really well instead of 3 separate ideas. I think it'd be cooler to have each of the 3, you know.
I do like the last one.
I like the last one.
Is anybody screen sharing that right now?
No.
No, screen
Take
share
care of that,
and
Nick,
then
or do you want me to?
I'll do it real quick.
Okay.
Everybody see that? And we're liking this one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's good.
I like it.
Go ahead and wipe out the other ones.
I like the second one as well.
The second one, I just kind of threw something together because a lot of the common one you hear it all over right now is reduce, reuse, recycle. But that one's been used a lot. So I think as far as originality, the fourth one is the best one.
I like the fourth one best.
Okay.
Maybe the way to highlight.
Well, I think you had a good idea, Jesse, as far as making 3 different billboards from the 3 different sections in the front there.
That's probably what I'll do.
Okay, it does look like we've managed to get everybody showing up as their name instead of anonymous aardvarks.
Well, does anybody have any particular ideas on the billboard for the first one, where it would be like reused yesterday? I mean, here's where I would say, you'd see something that looks like it's towards the end of its life, used and worn out.
Could even do I don't know. I haven't used Google Slides a whole lot, so I'm not sure what options are available to me as far as that goes. But could do something like a trashed park or
Something like really shocking or something. You're saying?
like a really obviously worn down Central Park kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Something that goes along with the idea of what happens if we don't recycle.
Right.
Like in my speech, I talked about the Lorax, that's Dr. Seuss book, and how he warns, this is what the world will look like if we don't recycle and save the planet now and whatever.
You did the Lorax too? Oh,
Did.
shoot.
And he really liked that, so
That's cool.
I don't know, just a scene like that, smoggy. And then, let's see. The second one would probably be something like the recycling program, like going on, like recycling cans out, maybe someone actually recycling something or picking up trash or something like that, maybe. And then the Embrace Tomorrow, maybe something like just a really clean, nice park. Maybe even a version of the first park, only after it's better. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe before and after.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, those are good ideas.
What about just the first picture of overflowing trash can with everything in it, and then after picture with the two separate cans with recycle separated.
It's fine too. I could even put that in the park scene.
Yeah, you could use a park as a background, and then just you know how ugly those overflowing trash cans look.
I'll have to see what tools are available to me, design-wise, with Google Slides.
I can go take a picture of my garbage dumpster.
But then you're
A little
going to
full this
make
week.
it look super nice for the third one.
Are you saying you're not recycling?
Well, there's not much recycling available where I am. I did send Jay an email asking him if, after all these speech is if he recycles. he does recycle. Sounds like Bourbonnais has a two-can curbside system.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
I can probably say I do recycle when I'm home, yes.
Well, one thing I did with my speech is for the past week, I set aside all the recyclables that normally just go in the garbage and mentioned how many bags of garbage I usually go through in a week, and then showed that I filled 3 full bags of what could have just been recycled. So that's why my can was overflowing this week, because now I have a week and a half worth of garbage out there.
It's amazing how this class has turned from engineering to recycling 101.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, well, I can try to do something quick kind of thing for one of the next broadcasts, and we can move on to the next portion.
Okay. This would be the press release.
Yeah.
So a 400 to 600 word press release to appear in the Riverdale Daily Press, advocating voter support for the referendum on November 2nd of this year. Saved as a Google Doc. So I'm gonna take ownership of this one and write something out. So let me gather from each of you kind of what yours was about. Stephen, you had posted a video of yours on Google Plus,
Mm-hmm.
and you had talked a lot about the maintenance costs for landfills.
Yeah. Yeah, there was now I'm trying to remember the source. It was just the other day too. No, there was. I just when I was doing my research, it was just mainly just when you close down an actual landfill, you know, you got to keep it maintained. You can't let the toxins and all the anything to leak out into your water supply and so forth. And the methane gas still keeps building up. If you ever driven by a closed one, even though it's like there's a lot like bury it with dirt and there's green grass everywhere, they still have these pipes where the methane is captured. Sometimes they capture it and resell it as a gas, as burnable combustible gas, but then a lot of times you just see these pipes with that just burn off the excess. You just see these flames going.
Yeah, the one that I pass often just has an eternal flame burning off the methane.
Well, actually, that gives me an idea. What might be good is for me to almost do a lit review style into this this press release, or maybe everyone could send me their persuasive speech outline, and from there I can glean a lot of details that we have in common, and then also get the things that are unique from each of us, and try to tailor that all into one press release.
Well, should we send you our videos and our papers then? I mean, is that too much information, or do you want us to write a summary for you?
Well, I think the outline would do that.
The outline? Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
We can send outlines to you.
Yeah, if you guys just want to email me the outlines, then I'll
Is
gather
that where
them.
where Olivet's eternal flame comes from? They're just burning off methane from a landfill?
I believe so.
I have another theory, but I don't think I want it videotaped. All right, so let's move along to the email. An email that'll be sent to the managing editor of the Riverdale Daily Press, requesting her support of our cause and asking her to print the attached press release you have written. Okay,
and I
so
have those.
Nick, you're going to own this one. And
Yeah.
it sounds like that'll also partially be dependent upon the contents that I might have in that press release.
Probably.
Yes, because that press release will be attached to it.
Okay.
Maybe when each of us send our speech outlines, go ahead and copy everybody. Or if you want, throw them in this Google folder.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yep.
Might be the quickest, easiest way.
Yeah, that's probably a better idea. Let me see if I can do that now.
I'm trying to do too.
I think I actually have mine in my drive because I worked on it some at home and some at work.
There, mine's up.
Mine should be up too.
Yeah, mine's in there.
Okay.
Okay, well that was pretty
Hey,
efficient.
All right. Starting to pop up. There they are.
Somebody's just says W4 speech outline.
That's mine.
You
Okay.
can rename it if you right-click on it and put your name.
Okay.
Well, I guess Google Drive did come in handy.
There you go.
Okay, is somebody taking notes for this one?
Or
'Cause we had started we've got to have kind of a record of what's discussed with each.
We said that each of us were going to take the notes for our own section and then upload it to one document when we're done.
Okay. There is one document in that folder called Hangout Notes.
Okay.
So go ahead and start the next section for this week.
Was there anything more that we wanted to discuss regarding the email that you need to compose?
we're good.
Okay. Next is the flyer to be hung in local businesses, making an appeal to voters.
Yeah, I have a bunch of ideas lunchtime today, but I left on my work computer.
Okay.
I'm gonna when I get back to work, I'm gonna try to put it in. Maybe I'll just start saving on the drive.
This is probably where Stephen and you guys can, also collaborate a lot because you're creating a lot of visual art that could probably be utilized or perhaps maybe be consistent. So there's a color. I'm thinking that if we were advertising and we had think of it like a slogan. We're not going to come up with 2 or 3 different slogans. We're going to come up with one so everyone knows it's the same thing. So we come up with billboards, we come up with flyers. There's a certain consistency. There's either an image probably, obviously the slogan, but something else to tie the two together so people know it's the same thing.
That is one thing I was having trouble with when I was doing the flyer a little bit this afternoon. So I didn't know what to have to say because I didn't know we'd never got to the point where we had a slogan picked out. So I just kind of laid out a little bit of some images that might be good, but as far as I got.
Okay.
Those might be good to share with, well, with everybody, but Jesse with the billboard ideas. And then probably we'll have maybe even more text in the flyer than the billboards.
Yeah.
Explaining some of the reasoning for voting.
Yeah, I kind of had one that had a couple images on the one side, and then there was this space to be able to put points, the benefits of the system, the when and where to go vote, and why we need to vote yes. So kind of sort of leaning towards kind of just have this line down the middle.
One idea that might be suitable for that, just to throw it out, I know with my speech, one thing I touched on was the fact that it'll cost the city a little bit, and people would see that 3% tax increase. But if you look at it compared to the cost of gas to drive 5 miles a week to your central recycling center and then back home, once you do that for the year, the gas actually costs a little bit more and it's far less convenient.
One thing he really liked about mine that he said was that I said it's kind of our responsibility to implement this program now when it is cheaper and less of an issue than leaving it to future generations to take care of. So that might be a good push to vote for it kind of thing.
And even along that line, kind of, once the local landfill is full, it costs more to ship them elsewhere.
Yeah, I said that too in mine.
Yeah.
Or buying more land for more landfill.
Yeah, I was saying there might to actually like let it go, keep going and fill up the landfill, close and reopen another one. You're looking at about on average $1 to $2 million just to open a new one, not on top of closing the old one and paying for its maintenance.
So are we good on the flyer then, or?
Sounds like we've got a good amount of notes for it.
Okay, great.
All right, so the Saturday park or the Saturday event in Riverdale Park.
Yeah. So I thought about this some, and one of the key things I guess with this, and probably is implementing the recycling program we talked about was cost. So I think it's going to limit a lot of things we do unless we be creative here on what we're making up for funding. But I was kind of thinking something simple. There's one thing he says, how we're going to keep families there. So I was thinking, if they had like a community center, use a community center, and you'd have some type of small fair really geared towards children, possibly that could be relatively cheap. I mean, you could have, children's games are usually relatively easily to put together and so, something like that. I was thinking. I mean, it wouldn't be an all-day event either. necessarily, but that was kind of my initial thought on that.
What about um, even an outdoor event? Well, I guess this does say a Saturday event in Riverdale Park. So it is an outdoor event. One thing that's kind of interesting in the little, there's a little city right near us. It's a whole mile square. Within that mile, they have their own police station. It's kind of silly, but they have, I think it's the third Saturday every August or something, they have Roosevelt Park Days. And they have, like Home Depot comes over and sets up their kids' activities. The kids can come build little wood projects. There's games they can play. There's kind of little craft fair type tables set up. They bring in the elephant ear wagon and carnival food. You could even set up some games for kids or craft activities for kids where they're reusing water bottles or something like that. There's all kinds of activities you can do with that.
Yeah, it would be cool if you even had people bring recyclables from their homes, recycle stuff, and use it at the event.
And with that, I wonder, would that be something we put a little bit of details in the flyer?
I was just thinking that too. So we could put the when, where.
Little blurb about when, where, bring some bottles.
Here's something I thought about. Since we're going to be in Riverdale Park, one of the things I had mentioned in my speech was the types of equipment that are made from recycled materials. And equipment for gardens, equipment for playgrounds certainly fall within that category. So perhaps we could come up with a rendering of what a new playground would look like in the park made from recyclable materials.
Hmm.
And then as far as
find something online too.
Probably. There's also an idea I had as far as something to hand out, just to also use as a reminder and as an advertising tool. Be to come up with like Post-it notes. You know how some people will put their letterhead, on a pad of paper. I mean, we all probably get notepads from vendors who are, coming in to visit you, and they leave you with samples and they give you pens and whatnot. But there's pens that are made of recycled materials where you could put a slogan on there. Same thing with a notepad. Somebody takes that home and writes notes on it, using that pen. Hopefully that serves as a constant reminder.
Okay, now one thing that kind of gets in there that I just noticed in the syllabus, we have no budget.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, the cost thing is going to be a big deal, but because then it says, how are we going to get? How could you get food there and entertainment? Well, we have no money, so.
Well, like the food wagons and stuff, they're going to come because they're making a profit off of it. And they actually have to, a lot of times the vendors like that would have to pay something to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, when they charge ridiculous amounts for their food, so.
I just went with my kids not too long ago to this Fall Fest over in Goodnow. It's a forest preserve. They have hardly any budget either. I mean, it's just a small little forest preserve. They don't want to spend any money. What they did is got a lot of sponsors. They got the Comcast and local businesses and Dual and so forth to be able to put in a little bit. And they were able to get 5 kiddie carnival rides, bunch of vendors, tents, and yeah, like Nick was saying, like the food vendors, they're going to make you're going to make some money. But what they did have also was they went to the local high schools, to bring, to come up and bring their little, I guess, what do you call it? It's like a mini concession stand, and to help out, like the booster clubs and so forth, to do something. They help with the festival, and they get fundraising money in return. That's something we could do.
That's a great idea. Because I know when I served on a youth sports board here in town, one of the things that we did was we reached out to Olivet's in their business and marketing departments, and we asked for them to come up with a marketing proposal on how to reach out to the community. So reaching out to other organizations, like even high schools, to the art departments, saying, hey, we would like you to put together a rendering of what something would look like if it were either futuristic or made from recycled materials. Give us artwork that resembles something like that. I'm thinking there's a lot of other avenues, like you said, you could go down where you could kill two birds with one stone. We could get something for it, but it would also be very useful for other people to do.
I mean, since we're making this up, can't we fake get $1 million donation from a local company?
Yeah.
We have to be creative. We have to be realistic. Be detailed.
I think that's real.
I mean, we could. I mean, someone said bring recyclables. I mean, we could potentially have people bring recyclables and show what selling those recyclables would bring in value. So I mean, you could have people bring aluminum or copper or whatever, and that money could be used to help fund the event too. Those would show the value that recyclables can have for the city.
Well, that's a good point, because if you think about encouraging recycling, someone is going to make a profit. So whoever that someone is maybe might help be that sponsor like Jesse's talking about. Throw a little skin in the game. I mean, we're doing it for all the right reasons from a conservation and stewardship perspective. But I mean, somebody stands to make a profit here, and whoever that someone is ought to then pony up some money towards this event.
Is that someone going to be the Riverdale City Haulers, most likely?
That's my guess.
Well, it depends how it's set up, right? I mean, if they're selling plastic directly to a manufacturer, then maybe it's some manufacturer out there, but it could be anybody, I suppose.
Why don't you get the city haulers and make up a manufacturing company that's getting the material for cheap?
Sure.
Both of them get skin in the game, and that can be our two donors.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, it certainly is a good start.
And as far as like a band, the syllabus says, for instance, if your team has a band performing, how will your team get stage and sound equipment? If you have a high school marching band or something, you don't really need sound equipment.
I think we should dream bigger, Nick. Let's go like AC/DC or something. Some local rock band, right? That made it big.
With no budget?
No, they're local, man. They got to play their hometown.
They really want to see recycling come to every neighborhood in the world.
That's what every rock star wants, to be honest.
And while we're at it, can we get Captain Planet to show up, or
Yeah.
that blue guy from Zoka?
I don't want to derail the meeting, but do you guys ever watch Parks and Recreation?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what this reminds me of so much.
We can
I've
get
never-
Leslie Knope to come speak at the event.
I've never seen it.
Call in Mouse Rat to play at this.
That's what I was thinking of, Mouse Rat.
I'm guessing me, John, and Steve haven't seen it because we all just have blank stares.
It's so funny.
It's the name of the band in the show.
They have conversations like this on how to plan. It's about, they're in a parks department, so they're constantly planning, this kind of like these events with no money. So it's always funny.
What about like have you ever seen like a stomp type
Yeah,
performance?
that's a good idea. That's a
Have
great
somebody
idea.
do it with pop bottles and plastic buckets and
Yeah, that's a good one.
Trash
Yeah.
can. Yeah.
That's a great
get a
idea.
percussion group to put something together with recyclable materials or something.
That's a good idea, Nick. Yeah, really good idea.
Call the band mouse for bonus points for that.
Okay, so we got a band taken care of potentially. Talked about games already. What about staff? Like, how are we going to get volunteers? Is that going to be part of the flyer potentially, or?
All the government officials,
Okay.
so that they have skin in the game.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. That's one thing that I kind of put into my speech is, if you put this on the ballot and the people see that you're committed to the community and interested in recycling, that will help secure votes for you in the future.
Alright, do we need to do anything else tonight, or do you guys want to start working and then come back?
I think this is probably good for everybody to start getting some work done. Then we can review it, and we probably need to talk about how we want to approach the 2 to 3 minute speeches at some point as well.
Let's talk about that Thursday.
Yeah.
Who's got the meeting for Thursday?
I think I do.
Do you?
Okay.
Yeah. We didn't say anything for Don. Don, did you want to set up any meetings at all? No, you haven't.
Are we having another one on Thursday now too?
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Just till we're done with this.
Why don't you guys let me get home and catch up, and I'll try to contribute more starting next week.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So yeah.
It's okay. Yeah.
Okay, real quick, let's go to. Let me share my screen. The master record of our Hangouts that we have to keep. It looks like, Steve, you must have gone in and put in the link last week.
Yeah.
Thank you. Jesse, maybe if you can put that in here after tonight.
Yep. I think I need to share this one with Ralph Martinson too.
Yes, this one we need to share with him. Thursday we don't necessarily have to. So we have John, Steve is here.
Nick, while you're finishing that up, and before we wrap things up, anybody have questions regarding week 6 and the assignments? They are to write a business letter pretending you are the president and CEO of a company towards making, towards encouraging 100% employee participation in donating to the United Way. And then 2 emails. One was as though you were an author trying to reach out to other instructors to use your textbook on professional communication. And the last one was pretending to be someone who enjoys a membership at a health club that has reduced its hours and caused a lot of, or has potentially caused you to have to seek a membership elsewhere, and how you might persuade that health club owner to open up the hours again.
So, funny thing, I just got a letter today from the president of Olivet asking me to donate to United Way.
It's odd.
I wonder where this idea came from.
Yeah. You gonna copy and paste or?
No, I'm just.
And how did it make you feel?
I can't see what I'm going to do. This that'll be shared.
So did it appeal to your better nature?
It made me feel pretty bad about not being able to.
Guilt. Very nice.
We're buying a house right now, so pretty much all money goes there.
That's what'll go for a while too, until you guys have kids.
Yeah, we're gonna wait on the kids.
Yeah, we did too.
No rush.
That's right. That's right.
All the stories have pretty much told me that I should wait. All right. Well, I guess.
All right, guys.
We are done for today.
All right, guys. We'll see you Thursday. Thanks.
All right.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir, Zach.
Yes.
Yep, see you guys.
I'm waiting until you get it. Okay.